What if you're not done yet? What if you're not out of ideas, out of talent, out of time, or out of calling? What if you're just tired? Because there is a very particular kind of exhaustion that comes for artists. It's not just physical tiredness. It's not just needing a nap or a week off or a better calendar. It's the tiredness that comes from hoping for a long time. It's the tiredness that comes from trying, showing up, being brave, being ignored, trying again, being almost chosen, starting over, watching other people move faster, wondering if you missed your moment, and still somehow waking up to this ache inside of your soul that says, but I still want to create. If that's where you are at, this episode is for you, because maybe the question is not, should I quit? Maybe the question is, what part of me is still alive under all of this? Welcome to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist Podcast. I'm Lara Bianca-Pilcher, author of Audacious Artistry, keynote speaker, life and creativity coach, and fellow artist. This is the podcast for artists and creatives who still feel called to create, but are tired of striving, comparing, waiting for permission, and wondering if their work still matters. Here, we talk honestly about the inner life of being an artist, the doubt, the courage, the burnout, the money, the waiting, the visibility, and the audacity it takes to keep showing up. Let's begin. There are moments in an artist's life where it doesn't look dramatic from the outside. You might still be functioning, you might still be posting sometimes, still writing, still auditioning, still making work sometimes, still saying, I'm fine, because technically nothing has completely fallen apart, but inside something feels quieter. You don't feel the same spark you used to feel. You don't run towards your ideas as quickly. You avoid the thing you say you want. You tell yourself you need a break, but the break gets longer and longer. Or you keep doing creative things, but they feel more like maintenance than aliveness. And then the fear comes in. Maybe I'm not really an artist anymore. Maybe I lost it. Maybe I'm too old. Maybe I was only passionate when I was younger. Maybe I was naive. Maybe I should be more practical now. Maybe this was just a season of my life. Maybe I should stop wanting this so much. What's wrong with me? And this is where artists can be so very, very hard on themselves, because we often mistake exhaustion for truth. We assume that if the dream were real, we would feel energetic about it all the time. We assume that if we were really called to create, we would never feel numb, resentful, hesitant, embarrassed, or tired of trying. But that is not how artist life works. Because sometimes your creative desire is still there, but it has learned to protect itself. Sometimes your hope has gone quiet because it got tired of being disappointed. And sometimes your confidence has taken so many small hits that you start calling it wisdom. You say, I'm just being realistic. But underneath that, there might be grief, deep grief. There might be fear. Deep fear. There might be a part of you that still wants this so badly that it feels safer to pretend you don't. So I'm going to name the deeper thing. A lot of artists don't lose their dream in one big moment. Oh, suddenly I've lost it. They lose contact with that dream slowly. One rejection, one ignored post, one audition that went nowhere, one grant they didn't get, one project they didn't sell, one season of parenting, working, surviving, moving, caring for everybody else. One too many times of getting excited and then feeling foolish for hoping, then not hoping anymore. And eventually the artist begins to pull back. Not because they don't care, but because they care too much. And that's the strange thing about creative discouragement. It often attacks the very place that proves that you still care. If you genuinely didn't care, it wouldn't hurt so much. If the dream were truly dead, you wouldn't keep circling it in your mind, watching that show, wishing it was you, wondering what it would be like to work in that series regular place, or watching that dance company and thinking, oh, I can do that, I'm just as good, or whatever it is that you see that triggers you. You wouldn't keep saving ideas in your phone. You wouldn't keep feeling that little ache when someone else does the thing you secretly still want to do. You wouldn't keep wondering what if. That ache is not always a problem. Sometimes that ache is evidence. It is evidence that something in you is still paying attention. Now, I want to be careful here because I'm not saying every old dream has to be resurrected in the same form. Sometimes the dream does need to change shape. Sometimes the version you had at 20 is not the version that fits your life now. Sometimes the stage changes. The medium or art form changes. The timeline changes. The audience changes. The way you earn money changes. The way you define success changes. But that does not mean the artist in you is finished. It might mean that the artist in you is asking for a more honest form. And that's different. So instead of asking, am I done? Ask this, what still feels true to me as an artist? Not impressive, not strategic, not marketable, not guaranteed, just true. What keeps tugging at you? What ideas keep coming back? What kind of work makes you feel like yourself, even if it's also scary to think about? What do you miss? What do you envy in other artists, not because you're petty, but because it reveals something you still desire? What have you been avoiding because it matters too much? That's where I would begin. Not with a 5-year plan, not with a full rebrand, not with trying a different direction for your life, not with proving to everyone that you're back, just with honesty. So here's the shift for this week. Stop asking, do I still have what it takes? And asks, what is still asking for my attention? Because do I still have what it takes can become a very brutal question. It sounds reasonable, but often it sends you into comparison. You start to measure yourself against younger artists or louder artists or more visible artists, artists with more money, more support, more credits, more energy, more time. And that question can shut you down before you even begin. But what is still asking for my attention is a gentler and more useful question. It brings you back to the actual creative thread, because maybe it's a song, maybe it's a painting, maybe it's a book proposal, maybe it's a monologue, or maybe it's a class you want to teach. Maybe it's a short film. Maybe it's returning to dance in a way that fits your body now. Maybe it's picking up the camera again. Maybe it's letting yourself write badly for 20 minutes because the point is not excellence today. The point is return. So here's the practice. Take 10 minutes this week and write this sentence at the top of a page. I might not be done because ... Then finish it without editing yourself. I might not be done because this idea keeps coming back. I might not be done because I still feel jealous when I see something or someone else doing what I want to do. I might not be done because I miss who I am when I create. I might not be done because I have something to say. I might not be done because there is still a younger part of me who needs me not to abandon this. I might not be done because every time I try to be practical, something in me gets smaller. Oof, just right. Then choose one small audacious action, not a life overhaul, one action. It might be send the email, open the document, book the class, practice for 15 minutes. Maybe make the messy first version. Tell one safe person the truth. Pull the idea out of hiding. The goal is not to feel magically confident. The goal is to make contact again, because hope often returns after movement, not before it. And if this episode stirred something in you, my book, Audacious Artistry, Reclaim Your Creative Identity and Thrive in a Saturated World, goes much deeper into this conversation. I also created a free 10-week group study guide that helps you walk through the book on your own, with a friend or even with a group of artists. And you can find the book and get the free guide at laurabiancapilcher.com/book. So, here's the question I want to leave with you. What have you not done? What if you're simply being invited to return differently? Maybe it's not loud or more frantic, or maybe there's not a perfect plan, just honesty with one brave move. Thank you for listening to Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist Podcast. Until next time, keep creating, stay audacious, and remember your artistry matters. Thank you for listening to the Healthy, Wealthy, Wise Artist podcast. If today's episode spoke something into you, my book, Audacious Artistry, Reclaim Your Creative Identity and Thrive in a Saturated World, goes deeper into this conversation. You can also download the free 10-week group study guide and walk through the book on your own with a friend or with a group of artists. Find the book and free guide at larabiancapilcher.com/book. Until next time, keep creating, stay audacious, and remember, your artistry matters.